Oh yes, you're welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the slider bar. Okay, the slider. That's what we are going to start immediately. Okay. Like I told you, I'm going to make it a static bar there. So I'm going to add the heading. Content. Okay, the heading that will be here, and maybe a picture. So we are going to assume here that we are creating a website for autos dealer, those that are dealing on cars. Okay, so we are going to quickly create a website for them, and that is what we are doing now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come here. I'll add the title or the brief information about the website. Then down here I'll add the picture of a car. Okay, maybe down here I'll add a button. Okay, button. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. So to do that, I'm going to go to HTML. I'm going to go to HTML. All right, I'm going to go to HTML and I would delete this slider and create two section. Then I would say div. Then I'll give it a class. Maybe here I'm going to call it maybe main intro, anything at all. Main intro. That's where you have the main intro of the website. Then here you close it up, then come and create another div. Let me copy this one and paste it here. Then I'll call this one okay, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm actually going to call them the same name. Maybe I'll call them slider content, something like that, slider content, because I wanted to have equal margin, equal size. That's what I want. So let me just call them slider content. You can call them anything anyway. You know, this class will help you to style it. You understand? So slider content, something like this. Yeah. Then put the same class here. All right. So that's it. Then I will now come inside here. I'll put maybe h1 for the heading. Okay. I'll close the h1 here. h1. Then inside this h1 I will type in, let's say, okay, I will say we import and distribute quality automobiles and spare parts. Spare parts, okay. Spare parts to Africans. Simple. So this will represent the few information. Then the next thing I'm also going to add here, I'm going to add a button. Here I'm going to say button. I'm going to say button. Just open button. Maybe class. Do I need to add button class? Okay, let me add button class. Maybe I will say class because I will need I will need two different buttons in this design that I'm going to do. So I'm going to call this one close button. It can be any kind of button anyway. It mustn't be close. You can call it anything. Okay, I just want to use open and close button, as in the one has a plain background and the one has dark background. Okay, that's what I'm using. I don't know if close button is the best name for it, but let's just use it. Okay, or you can say general colored button, whatever. Just let's use close button, whatever. Okay, then come here, close button. Okay, you close it. Then maybe here you type in learn more. All right, so let's check what we have. Do you see we have a button here, learn more button here, then we have the we import and distribute whatever, okay? But then we've not added the picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the desktop. Then I will go to, I have a car already, so you can browse to get a car from the internet. So I have a car, I'm going to use this car. Then I'll place it inside the website, inside this test website. I will open it, I will open the image and paste it here. And I will rename it, I'll call it car, just car. Okay. Then I'll come here in this area and I will put img src, which is source. Then I'll put images. You know, this car is inside images folder. Then you put /, then you put car. That's, I believe, jpg. I believe that's the extension. I will check to be sure. Let me check if it shows. If it shows, that it means that, okay, it shows. Oh, you see the car is pretty big. If you want to reduce the size of an image, this is how to do that. But I wouldn't advise you to reduce PNG like this, okay? But let me show you how you can reduce this image now. You can reduce it using Paint. Just right click on it, then you click a point to open with, then you go to Paint. So when you get to Paint here, then you go to Resize. From Resize, go to Pixel. You can reduce it to, let's say, 800 by 500. So do you see it is reduced now? Then you save, then you close it. Then, so you see the car is reduced a little bit. So we see that here now we have two sections, but we've not actually styled it. We just added components. We added elements here. Now it's time to resize. To style it using HTML, to using CSS. Okay. So now that we added the elements, everything, then we are going to use CSS to get it styled. All right, let's go there. We are going to copy this slider. Okay, before that, we're going to use slider bar first. We're going to style the slider bar because we're going to make it flex. So dot slider bar, make it flex display. You know, flex will put all the elements side by side. Okay, display flex. Now I see what we have. Do you see now? So this one is this side, this one is this side. Because of flex, display flex. You understand? This is beautiful. Okay. Okay, now this is done. Then the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to come here and style this one, style slider content. Style the slider content, okay? Good. We're going to make it flex flex 1. Okay, let's see how it is. Both will be equal size. Okay, because of these. Okay, let me check what happened. Okay, everything is still okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to get the slider content image. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, come down here, paste it, then I'll put image. Image is this car. It's a slider content image. I'm targeting the car now, and I will say width 100%. I want it to fit into the width of this element. Do you see that? This is beautiful. Now you see that this space and this space of the car, they are equal. Okay, equal space, equal space. So the car is fitting comfortably here. Do you see that we are now forming a wonderful, appealing website? Okay, we have the top bar, the menu, navigational bar, then we are now moving down. This is beautiful, right? So the next thing we are going to do now is that we're going to center this, we're going to make this to be centered and to come to the center of this place, as in to come down, okay, and be at the center. So how are we going to do that? Actually, we're going to use it's still flex, so we're going to use still here. We're going to come here and say flex. Okay, justify content, align items. That's what I'm going to do here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to make this easy for me, I'm going to use this. Watch it. Come down here. I will remove this. Okay. Okay. I will first of all I will use it. Then I will come here and put first child. First child. You know what this means? It means this first child means that I'm targeting only the first element in this. You know, this is the first element. This is the second one. So once I put first child, it means I'm targeting only this one. That this one will not be affected. Okay. That's what I mean by first child. Then I'll make the element flex. Whatever content it has, it will be turned to flex. Okay, but when you turn to flex, the next thing, because I actually want them to be at the center, I'm going to make it flex direction column, flex direction column. Then align items, okay, sorry, justify content. This time I'm going to use justify content center. Let me see what I have. Okay, let me check to be sure I targeted this correctly. Slider content. Okay, let me just check to be sure. Let me put background color yellow here to be sure that I targeted this correctly. Okay, yeah, I got it correct. Okay, align items. Sorry, let me put align item here. Align items. Okay. So there's something I need to check here. All right, let me quickly check it. Sorry, there's a mistake here. I should put display flex here. This is a huge mistake. Display flex here. Okay. Then justify content to be here. All right, let me check it again. All right, you see what I'm talking about. So it is now at the center where it's supposed to be. All right, now let me remove this background color because we don't need it. Let me remove it. All right, so you see it's now where it's supposed to be. Then the next thing I'm going to work on now is the button here, this learn more button. I'm going to work on it. All right, let's work on the button immediately. Okay, so what's the name of that button? The button is let's look for the button. Okay, close button, right? Is close button the best button now? Color button. Anyway, let me just use it. I'm not comfortable with this close button name. Let me just use it. I would have used button format 1, button format 2. Do I use it that way? Okay, let me use it that way. Okay, button format 1. This one will be the first button format I'm going to use. Another button format I'm going to create will be the button format 2. Okay. All right. Then I'll come down here. All right. So I'm going to start the button now. The button, first of all, it's going to be the display. Okay, I'm going to give it, first of all, padding. Okay, padding. Let me first of all give it max width, because the width seems to be much here. Max width. 50 pixel. Let me see how it's going to be. It's supposed to be it's too small. Sorry, am I kidding? 200 pixel. I think, is it much? 200 pixel. That's okay. Maybe later I will check. So I want actually want this button to be rounded somehow. So I will put padding maybe 20 pixel. Then I'll put I will remove border none. I will give it background color, maybe orange background color, because I want to add orange here. Then what again am I going to add right now? Okay, then I will border radius for the rounded corner, but not border right, border radius. Okay, maybe 30 pixel. Let me see how it's going to be. 30 pixel. Do I need to add shadow to it? Okay, let me just check to see how the button is coming up to be. All right, that's amazing. But the padding seems to be much. The padding seems to be a bit much. So let me reduce the padding a little bit. Maybe the padding left and right should be 20. Top and bottom should be 10. Do you get that? So that said, then I'm going to put margin top to the bottom. Margin top, let me just give 20 pixel margin top, so it will have a space. Okay, but I have to increase the size of the button now. Maybe margin top should be, I'll make it 30. Then I will not put font size should be 18 pixel. I believe I'm using 18 for. All right, so I think it's making sense now. But let me increase the maybe font size to 20. Top and bottom. Let me make this one 15. All right, so you see this is making sense. So we've been able to code the top bar, the menu bar, then the slider bar, and we are cool with it. You see how beautiful it's looking? So this is a beautiful website coming up. So in the next tutorial, we are going to work on the body, then the last tutorial work on the footer. Okay, thank you so much.